Good morning. Hi, cubies and newbies. Good morning. Alrighty. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. I've got, let's scramble. Good morning. I believe I am set up for Zoom today. I can't know for sure till I actually start the Zoom because I can't capture until the Zoom meeting is going. The Zoom meeting only lasts for 30 minutes, so I don't want to start until someone actually wants to be there. But I believe I'm set up. Ain't that fun? Oh, this one's louder than the other one. Let's try that. This one's fine. Whoopsie. Clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Good morning. Let's scramble a cube, shall we? Alright, so this is the Whittington 3x9, and the only way to really scramble it is to solve it by shape incorrectly first, so that you can get the 9 side good and twisted. So, with that in mind, alright, so it's a Saturday. It's sunshiny outside where I am. I don't know what it's like where you guys are. Tell me what it's like where you guys are. Are you overcast? Are you sunshiny? Are you going to go for a walk today? What are your plans for today? Do you have any wonderful plans for today? Okay, there. Okay, so now it's solved by shape but not color. So I can twist it and do crazy things. Okay, and now a scramble. Okay. Alrighty. Let's play. If anybody wants to Zoom with me, let me know. I'm set up for that. All you gotta do is have a cube in your hand, any size, and want to play with me. All right. In the meantime, it's Saturday, so let's play with this one because this is fun. I also have a blank one, so I can set this up to whatever cube is on your cube. I can make this one look like that for the piece that you're trying to move. So, because I got little icky stickies. Isn't that fun? This is, I got this from, this is, I think, F2L, CFOP, I think. Or F2L, I don't know. Z-Cube, it's from Z-Cube. And we've got the F2L and then OLL and PLL. I bought it so that I could compare it to this. There's Formula A, there's Formula B. Formula A will bring your corners to the top, and it will move your centers around, and it will rotate corners around, it will rotate edges around, and it will rotate centers around. So there we go. All right. No matter what cube you have, it has 8 corners. Pick a corner. That corner has 3 colors. Pick a color. So I picked yellow. So here is a let's see. Let's scramble up a little more. I don't want to have it too yellows there. So here is a corner that has yellow on it. I'm holding it in my hand. My left thumb, it's under my left thumb. Because I've selected it, it is correct. I'm going to make the rest of the cube match it. And so, because you're that powerful, the cube that you selected, we're going to make the rest of the cube match it. So the first thing you do, I do corners first, but you don't have to. You can do it in whatever order you like. But I do corners first because every cube has a corner. So I do the same thing to every cube. Okay, so here's a yellow. This one's correct. I'm working on corners. I'm only looking at corners. I'm only looking at yellow. So I look at this corner, and is there a yellow there? No. Okay, if the answer was yes, Formula A, bottom row, right column, will bring it to the top. If the answer is no, I look at the cube underneath it. If there's a yellow there, again, if the answer is yes, Formula A, bottom row, right column. If the answer is no, Formula A is going to switch these two around and twist them as they go. So if there's no yellow here or here, hold the cube stable, rotate the bottom by a quarter turn until the answer is yes, and then Formula A, bottom row, right column, will bring the yellow to the top. And when the top color matches my guide cube, okay, when they match, then I hold the cube stable, rotate the top row, get this out of the way. It's now protected by my left thumb, and I'm working on this corner. If there's a yellow here or here, A will bring it to the top. As many times as it needs, but it's 5 or less, because 6 gets you back to however you began. Okay. Yellow's on top, slide it out of the way to protect it. Keep going. This is not yellow, this is not yellow. Hold the cube stable, rotate the bottom until the answer is yes. Is there a yellow here or here? And then Formula, oh, I screwed up. The reason I screwed up, or the way that I screwed up, is because I forgot to pay attention to the fact that the 3x3, the 3x9, when I get the opposite edges done, I'm going to work on the center column, and I want to make sure that the center here is all horizontal so that they'll turn underneath. So let's make them horizontal and begin again. Actually, I don't want to do that because I like the setup. So I'm going to move it away, rotate them, now they're back. Horizontal, horizontal, away, back. Okay, so now the centers are horizontal, and yellow's on top on all 4 corners. Here's the yellow. There's the yellow here, so Formula A brings it to the top. There it is. Okay, rotate. Hold the cube stable. Hold the cube stable. Slides only the top row. Yellow here or here. Formula A brings it to the top. Slide away. Continue with this one. There's no yellow here or here, so rotate the bottom until the answer is yes, that there is a yellow, so one of those 2 places. And up to the top. Yellow's on top. Okay. Alright. Here's a yellow corner. This one has a yellow somewhere, so I'm going to use Formula 8. Let's shortcut it as I can. Okay, here's a yellow, here's a yellow, here's a yellow, right here. There's no yellow here, there's no yellow here. Hold the cube stable, rotate the bottom row until there is a yellow in one of these 2 spots, and then formula A, bottom row, right column, we'll bring it to the top. Now, I said formula A. Formula A is 4 moves, formula B is 8 moves, and with them you can solve that's all you need. Formula A brings a piece to the top, formula B moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you ever need to do on every n by n by n cube. Okay, here's a yellow. This one, look at here, and here there's a yellow. You know what? Shortcut it. Here's a yellow. There's one here. Out, down, and up. Slide. No yellow here or here, but now there is. Out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. Hey, so how are you guys doing today? And does anybody want to Zoom with me? Because I'm set up. So formula A does the corner. Formula A brings the corner to the top, and that's your first goal. Okay, yellow's on top on all of these. The next step is to yellow is the only one of the 3 colors that are on this corner cube. So now we look at the other ones. Now at this point in time, one of 3 things has happened. We look to see if they're correct to each other, and we're looking only at the corners. We're ignoring the centers and the edges for now. So if the sides match, then either all 4 sides will match, or one side will match, or none of them will match. But you can't have 2 or 3 sides that match and the other one doesn't unless you've been peeling off stickers. Don't peel off stickers. So this one, orange equals orange, blue equals blue, red equals red, green equals green. So this one, all the sides match. Okay. This one, green does not equal blue, red does not equal orange, green does not equal blue, red does not equal orange. So this one, none of them match. This one, blue matches, the other 3 do not, so this has one side, one that matches. I'm dividing them into 3 columns. This one does not match, the orange matches, so this one has one that matches. And this one has none that match. Okay, none. All right, if all of them match, then pause, wait for the class to catch up, and you move on to the next step. Whether none of them match or one of them match, we're going to do the same thing on them. The only difference is that if none of them match, it doesn't matter which face I have, which way I hold it to begin. But if one side matches, that matching face, matching edge corner pieces has to go to the back as if it's headlights of a car that you're sitting in and driving. And then we do the same thing, and then it'll advance to the next step. So if one side matches and I do this next phase, then all sides will match. But if none of them match and I do this, then one side will match. So for these I have to do it twice. For this one I have to do it once. So it's formula B. Top row, 2 columns. The outside, because we're working on corners, the columns we're working on are the outside columns. Before I do, let's see who's joined us. Hi, thank you for joining me. Thanks for spending your morning with me. So yellow's on top. This one, all sides match. This one, one side matches, so it's facing away. Do formula B. Top row, outside columns. Slide up, slide down, slide down. Every other move is horizontal. Every other horizontal is the reverse of the one before it. For every left, there's a right. For every up, there's a down. So it's a commutator. Nothing actually changes except for the pieces that you're trying to change. So I did that. This yellow is still here. The rest of these have changed. And I can think, oh no, I messed up. Start again. You didn't mess up. Trust the process, trust the cube. And we already know how to bring the yellow to the top, so formula A brings it back to the top. And like I said, because there was one side that matching, now they will all match to each other. Okay, the yellow's on top, slide the top, keep the cube stable. This is not a speed solve method. This is not a fewest moves method. You can certainly, there are shortcuts you can take, but this, when I teach the corners, the first 4 are solved identical to the second 4 corners, so you only have to learn one way. And so now yellows are on top, and all of the corners match to themselves. So it goes in this column. This one, blue matches, faces away, up, down, down, and yellow to bring, formula A to bring yellow back to the top. I know what I'm talking about. I know words, I just don't use them properly. I know my colors. And when the yellow comes back to the top, as long as then the sides will all match. Now these ones, we don't have a side that matches, so it doesn't matter which way you hold it. We're going to do this. We can do B and A, and then we'll have one side that matches. Okay, so slide up, slide down, and Formula A, we just move 3 cubes around, and then Formula A brings it back to the top. When it's on top, slide it out of the way to preserve it, and continue with this one. When the yellow's on top again, now like as promised, we have one side that matches, facing away, up, down, Formula A to bring it back to the top. Feel free to interrupt me with any questions or comments that you have, because autism, I love to be distracted. Blue does not equal green, red does not equal orange. So again, doesn't matter which way I hold it to begin with. Slide up, slide down, and Formula A to bring your piece back to the top. Slide. Formula A again. Slide. Formula A again. And as promised, now one of the sides are going to match. It's the green one. Headlights facing away. Do Formula B again. Up, down, and then Formula A. So bring your pieces back to the top. Keep the cube stable when you move them out of the way, and continue with the next corner. And the yellow's on top on all 4 corners, and the corners are happy with each other. The corners match each other. So the first 4 corners are now done. This is a good time to line up your absolute center if you have an absolute center. If you don't do it now, we can do it later, no problem. But right now we don't have any edges correct to mess with, to worry about. These ones don't have an absolute center. Okay, so first 4 corners are done. Second 4 corners are done the exact same way. We take our yellow, put it face down. We're going to abandon it, as it's gonna it's gonna have a dance party while we're not watching. But by the time when we have the white back to the top on all 4 corners, it will have resolved itself, because Formula A from this point forward is always done in multiple of 6 and so the only thing it's going to affect are the top row that we're trying to affect, and the rest of the cube is going to be unfazed. Thank you for joining me. Hi, I'm Sunshine. This is the easiest method for learning the large cubes, because it's just 2 formulas, 4 moves, 2 patterns, 4 moves, 8 moves, works on every complexity cube, every complexity minx. When Formula A brings a piece to the top, Formula B moves 3 pieces around. That's all you ever need to do, because parodies are a lie, just like the cake is a lie. Alright, so yellow is face down. Okay, I have to determine which color is opposite yellow. And on all of these, it's white, because these are standardized colors, but it's not the same on all of them. Some cubes are colored differently. For example, on my void cube, opposite yellow is red, and it has purple thrown in there for good measure. So yellow is face down. We're going to abandon those cubes. We're going to bring white to the top. One of them was already here, so I'm going to keep that. Okay, so the difference between the first 4 corners and the second 4 corners is I don't have to look to see if my color is already on the top, because we've already established that it is. All of them have a white, so we don't have to look to make sure the white's there. All we have to do at this point in time is not rotate the cube as we're twisting the top row. Sorry. So this is white. The white is not on top, so Formula A until white comes to the top. When white's on top, hold the cube stable. Slide the top to preserve this one, and continue on this corner. Formula A, continue, Formula A, and white is on top. Yellow's face down. Here's the white. Formula A to bring the white to the top face, not just the top layer, but the top face. Okay, slide that out of the way. So that one's also white. Slide it out of the way. Continue with this one. And when the white's on top, we can check the yellows. I want to say they haven't moved, but they've moved plenty, but they've resolved themselves. So white's on top, yellow's still correct, white's on top. Yellow's face down, here's a white. Formula A to bring the corners, white corners to the top. And I'm not counting the formula A's, but the cube knows. And to bring the white to the top on all 4 corners is going to be a multiple of 6 formula A's, because that's just the way the cube works. And a multiple of 6, everything that you haven't affected is going to stay the same. So I've been twisting the top row till I can affect the top row, but the rest of the cube I haven't been twisting, and so the yellow is still happy when the whites have come back to the top. Yellow face down. Here's a white. Formula A to bring the white to the top. Okay, slide to preserve it, slide to preserve it, continue until the corners. White comes back, white comes to the top, and our yellow is still happy. So white's on top, white's on top, white's on top. One more, face down. Preserve this one. Use formula A to bring the corner to the top, white to the top. Again, it's just 4 moves, bottom row, right column. Slide the top, keep the cube stable. If I don't keep the cube stable, if I rotate the cube instead of just sliding the top face, then the yellows will scramble themselves. So depending on if you want that. Okay, white's on top. Now just like with the yellow, we look to see if the sides match. Before I do that, all right, so thank you guys for joining me. I believe I am set up for Zoom capture. So if anyone wants to Zoom with me, and then so that I can see your cubes and you can help me demonstrate, I'm set up to do that. Let me know if you want to do that. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep solving my cubes. So just say, yeah, me, hi, wave to me, whatever, and I will start the Zoom meeting and invite you in, and we'll have fun. I know it works because I did it with my kid, but what I didn't do is start the Zoom meeting as well, because that would have sent out an invitation to you guys, and it was just kind of practice. So I haven't actually done it live. So fingers crossed. All right, so yellow is still happy. This one side matches. This one side matches. This one side matches. This one side matches. And this one side matches. Most of the time there'll be one side that matches, but like I demonstrated, sometimes they'll just automatically match, and sometimes none of them will. But most of the time you'll have one. So matching faces away as headlights in a car, and formula B is going to move 3 around, slide up, slide down, and we just move 3 cubes around. Formula A will bring the white back to the top, and it will be at its next phase, which is the corners will match themselves. And because formula A and formula B only affects the top, only affects the row that I adjust, the top row, my yellows are still happy to each other when the white's back to the top. And all 4 corners match, so the first 4 corners are happy to each other, the second 4 corners are happy to each other. Rotate the top until the top and bottom match, and boom, the corners are done. Okay, white goes, okay, so green side matches, faces away. Formula B, top row, outside columns, up, down, down. Did not alter the yellows, even though they danced around. And now formula A to bring the white back to the top. And as long as I don't rotate the cube, then using formula A to bring the whites to the top has not affected my yellows. So yellows are still happy to each other. first four corners are happy, second four corners are happy, and they are lined up. So boom, that one's done. Okay, this one, the corners are done. On the 2x2 it will be done on, let's see, let's do this again, green side facing away, slide up, slide down, did not affect my yellows, out, down, and up, out, down, and up, slide the top, out, down, and up, out, down, and up, slide the top, out, down, and up, out, down, and up, slide the top. First four corners are still happy with each other. Second four corners are now happy with each other. And rotate the top until the top and bottom match. Let's do it again. Red facing away. Slide up, slide down, slide down. Formula A to bring it back to the top. Whoops. Keep the cube stable. Okay, first four corners are still correct, second four corners are correct, match to the bottom, so that's fine. And once again, blue matches, match inside is highlights, slide up, slide down, it's B as written, and then formula A to bring your active color back to the top, hold the cube stable, rotate just the top row. Keep going with the next corner. Slide, keep going with the next corner. Okay, yellow's on top, sides match, top and bottom. There. Now on the 2x2, your cube is done. On every other cube, the corners now dictate what color each face is going to be, which means from this point forward, every piece has a correct spot to go into. So instead of doing the reductions method, because with the directions method, I would find, say, white and red, and then I'd look for the other corner piece that matches that white and red, and then I'd put them together, and then at the end, after I do that with all of them, then I would place it as a 3x3, which seems to me to be solving it twice, and also you're spending time looking for a particular piece, which, you know, I mean, microseconds for you guys because you're speed cubers, but since everything has a correct place that we already know it's going to be, I just find a piece, throw it in its direction, and it lands, and they pair themselves up, so I don't spend inspections. I don't have to have inspection time. I just find a piece that's wrong, throw it in the right direction from this point forward. That's all I do. So before I continue, so the corners are done. Yes. Before I continue, I am set up for Zoom. Does anyone want to Zoom with me? Just drop me a line. Just say it in chat, and I will pause. And we shall... I'm eager to try it, because I've done it with my kid, but not live. So I want to make sure, and I can't select the capture until the meeting is started, and the meeting lasts half an hour, so I don't want to start it until someone actually wants to join in. So in theory, it's all good. All right, so corners are done. Corners are done, and from now on everything is correct. So if I do you can get a parity on the corners. In fact, every time I had two that matched and one that didn't, that was a parity. Yeah, but we didn't recognize it as such because we know that we can do three, and so a parity is not really something that can only happen on something bigger than a 3x3. But so you can have a corner parity, but the corners are all correct, and so the only other parity that can show up is the edge parity. So I'm going to do the edges. I do the edges before I do the centers, so that if I get a parity, I can correct it with a single quarter turn and move on to my centers, and so I don't have to worry about number one, memorizing the parity algorithm, or algorithms plural, and when they do it, but also it's faster to make one single quarter turn than it is to do the parity at the end. So, and in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not a speed cuber, but I think that the centers can be solving the centers is this. is the same time-ish, whether it's first or last, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So when the corners are done, the next thing I do is edges. It's a long way of saying that. Oh, if you've just joined me, I'm Sunshine. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. And this is the ABCube method for solving every complexity Rubik's Cube. Back in the early 80s, when the cube was all there was, we worked around the center because it couldn't move. But that became less important when the 4x4 came out. So, all right, so the next step is the corners, the edges, and I've been training my eyes as a newbie. I've been training my eyes to look for yellow and white, so I'm going to continue looking for yellow and white. So that means I'm going to hold the cube with yellow and white left and right as dictated by the corners, and I'm going to look for any yellow or white edge pieces that are in my middle area, and I'm going to find them and throw them to the side they belong to. Now, I said that Formula A and Formula B is all you need. The Formula A, we've established, brings a piece to the top. Formula B, so far we've only used the top row and the outside columns. But you have more than that, more columns than that. And so if you alter which two columns you're using, you're altering which pieces you're moving around, and the cube kind of dictates that. So you just find a piece that you want to move, and you apply Formula B to that piece. So with yellow and white left and right, looking for my marker, my sticky. This is the stuff we used in the 70s to stick posters to our wall without putting nails and holes in the wall. But I use it to show you which piece I'm looking at, which piece I'm working with, so that you guys can follow what I'm doing. So, yellow and white are left and right. I found a piece in the middle, an edge piece in the middle that has a yellow or white. And so I'm holding it, white's on top, which is where I want it, so I bring the corners together. Since I've matched my corners, I'm going to keep them together now. Corners match the front, and the active color, the color on top, determines which way it's going. So the white and green edge piece is going to go above the white and green something corner, not above the white and the green and yellow something corner. Did I say my colors correctly? I know colors, I just don't always say the right words. So corners match the front, and it's going in this direction. So it's B as written. To go in the other direction, it's the mirror of every movement. So it's B as written going in this direction. So it's this row, and the two columns are, the first column is where it's going to land, because I got to prime it to land in that spot. The second column is where it begins. So the top row, this column, these columns are ignored. So away, I start by moving away from the action. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, 8 moves, and we've placed that piece. Okay, here's another one. Actually, this one already matches the front, so we'll do this one. Okay, corners match the front. It's going in this direction. So if this is my first column, this is my second column, and I start by moving away. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Here's another one. Okay, was it this one? Already matches the front, so I'll work with this one. Corners match the front, it's going in this direction. And again, if I just work with the piece that jumps out at me and place it where it goes, rather than spending inspection time. So corners match the front, but this is not a speed solve method. This is not a fewest moves method. It allows you with 3 grips. The moves there's certainly shorter ways, for shortcuts you can take. So this is not either one of those. But you can teach it. You can learn it inside of 2 hours, and it works on every complexity cube. So I think it's the easiest one to learn for every cube, rather than just there may be easier ways to learn for the 3x3 or the 2x2, but I don't think there's easier ways to learn for the large cubes, especially since I've done away with all parity algorithms. I did not like parity algorithms. They are not my favorite. Okay. If you've just joined me, thank you for joining me. And if you want to Zoom with me, let me know. Just drop a line in chat and I will start the Zoom meeting. So, corners match yellow and white are left and right. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Okay. Actually, both of these want to move out, so I can move both of these out at the same time if I want to. My inner columns are freely rotating until my opposite edges are done. So I'm going to treat this as one piece so I can move both of these out so that they'll be in the middle where I can find them easier. If I don't do that, then I might end up with some misplaced pieces at the end when I think I'm done. And again, here's the yellow. Okay, corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Both of them want to move, so let's see if it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to throw a random piece in to get this piece out. So up, up, down, down. Okay, here's a white. Here's another one. Color on top. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I wanted to see if the other red just happened to be there, and did not. So that's okay. So up, up, down, down. Okay, and again, we're just a piece at a time. Lather, rinse, repeat. Find a piece that's incorrect, and throw it in the direction it wants to be. Here's a yellow and something. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in this direction. 1, 2, 3. Nope, nothing else that I want. So up, up, down, down. Okay. Here's another one, but I want the yellow or white to be on top. So yellow and white are left and right. Active colors on top. Corners to match the front. Okay. It's going, first column is where it's going to land, second column is where it begins. Up, up, down, down. Here's another one. Okay. Corners match the front, going in this direction. Both of them want to move out, so let's see if there's 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'm going to place both of these together. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Another piece, yellow and white are left and right, corners match the front. It's going in this direction. So first column, second column, top row. Start by moving away. Up, in, up, out, down, in, down, and that's placed. No yellow or white here, but there's one right here. Okay, corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Slide up, up, down, down. Okay. Here's another one. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. They both want to move out, so let's put a random piece here. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Another piece. Corners match the front. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay. All right, and then so I continue until there's no more yellow or whites in the middle. Okay, and when there are, corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Always one row, 2 columns. And then the reverse. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Up, up, down, down. Do. Oh, there. Okay. No, look, I don't see any more yellow or white edges. So now I assess. Okay. So I'm looking at I'm looking at the corners are already correct. We knew that. I'm looking to see if the edges are happy in between their respective corners, and the whites are, and the yellows are. They might not have been. They might have been flipped, or yellow might be here and white here. So if they're not correct at this point in time, then you could also, formula B, you'd move a random piece into the incorrect spot, and that would put it into the middle, and then you'd place it as per normal. So corners are done, opposite edges are done. All right, I'm going to unless I get some interaction, unless anybody has any questions, I'm going to leave the rest of them as they are and just finish this solve. Again, feel free to interrupt me or let me know if you want to zoom. So yellow and white are left and right, and they're done. So now white goes face down, because I like yellow more than between yellow and white. Yellow is my more favorite color. So I like that. So I'm going to look at my yellows because I can't. Again, this is a color neutral method, but I train it starting with yellow and white. So now I look at the sides. We know that the opposite edges are done, so now the white's face down, now I'm looking at the sides. This one's correct, this one's not correct. I don't have to look at all of them, I just have to find a piece that's incorrect and apply formula B to that piece. Okay, B moves 3 pieces around, and so I'm going to move one of these pieces into this spot. Okay, now you can tell that this is a piece that's going to go there, but if you have a larger cube, you can't really tell, so you just mark the piece that you're working with. So same formula, away, up, in, and then this is the second column because this is the one I wanted to work with. So there's the second up, and then down, and so now we've just displaced a yellow into an incorrect spot. That yellow will eventually find its way back to the top, but in the meantime, and when it does, we reassess. Now when it comes back to the top, it might come back correctly, it might come back incorrectly, but as long as it gets to the top layer, that's all we care about. So now where we're looking, we've established that formula B moves a piece from the top front to the side front. So now we're going to look, we're ignoring everything except for the piece on top that's not yellow. We're ignoring all the yellows now until the yellow comes back to the top. So white stays face down until the edges are all complete. So this is a piece that we're working on. I hold the top row, move the corners to match the front. I'm ignoring everything on top, so we're only looking at these bottom corners now. Okay, so these corners match the front, and the top color tells us which direction it's going. So the blue and red's going to land not above the blue and orange, but above the blue and red something. So it's going in this direction. So this is my first column, this is my second column, and as always the top row. So we start by moving away from the action. So out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down, and whatever was in that place is now in the top back. So I place that. So that's the piece that I'm going to work on next. Okay, corners to match the front. It's going in this direction. Out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Okay, and yellow came back to the top, so we reassess. This one's correct, this one's not, so let's displace a yellow into this spot and continue working. White still stays face down. Okay, so this one's going to come here. I'm going to displace one of the yellows, but because two of the yellows are incorrect, I'm going to displace one of the incorrect yellows rather than one of the correct yellows. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with two parities, which cancel each other out. So, incorrect into here, up, down, down, and continue with the piece on top that's not the top color. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Out, up, in, up, down, in, down. And look at this piece. And we keep doing this until the yellow comes back to the top layer. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Corners match the front. Lather, rinse, repeat. It's the same thing over and over again, which means you don't have to memorize. Not only do you not have to memorize multiple algorithms, but you don't have to memorize which one does which thing and which one to use in which direction, because it's all the same. So yellow came back to the top. Okay, so correct or incorrect doesn't matter. Now I check the sides. These sides are correct. These sides are correct. These sides are correct. These sides are correct. Okay, so now I check the yellow. We have a parity. which, goody, I get to show you how to fix it. Their parities are a lie because the cube is honest. Formula B moves 3 pieces around. If you only have 2 pieces that want to move, the third piece, there is a third piece that you do not see. The third piece that you do not see is literally the slice, the piece that you do not see. It is the slice that touches the parity is a quarter turn off. Okay, so at this point in time, I forced my parity to come opposite on the same row by only displacing 1 yellow at a time. So if I wanted to, I can either change color neutrality here, and I have green be on top, in which case it's easy. This is the row I'm going to be turning. Or if I want to keep my yellow on top, then I'm going to apply Formula B to one of the pieces, and where it lands is the column, is the slice that is a quarter turn off. So quarter turn off. So rotate that a quarter turn, and then replace my yellow still. In making that 1/4 turn, the parity has dissolved. Poof, it's gone. So when we solve the edges again, there will be no parity. So out, up, down, down. Corners match the front this direction. Up, down, down. Okay. Corners match the front this direction. I'm sure you have an algorithm that will solve these easier, but I'm just demonstrating that it can be solved with Formula B, which means A and B is all you need to know. So, and now that the edges and sides are correct, the whole cage is correct now. So that's how we handle parities. Still, Formula B is all that we need to do. We can use Formula A for one piece, for one face if we want to, but only for one face because Formula A affects all 6 sides. So for example, these reds want to go up here. They want to go right there. So it's under where it wants to be. I can move this piece. I'm treating this as one piece. I can move this piece away, move the space down, move the piece into the space, and the piece in the space back up again. Okay, so you can do that, but then you can only do that for one face. So here's the red. I'll demonstrate. Bring the red under where it wants to be. Okay, it wants to land right there. And then out, down, in, up, and reset. Okay, so you can do that for one face, but only for one face. Everything else is Formula B. And so all we do is we pick a piece that's incorrect and have that be on your front face, and then hold the cube so that that color is going to land on top. So the colors are dictated by the corners, and the edges are there to help. So this piece is going to go here. It's going to land in this spot. First horizontal movement is to make sure that this is something advantageous to come down. I can bring down the blue, or the white. All 3 of them want to move, but the white wants to come down here. So I'm going to hold it starting in this position. So that's my horizontal, and then I follow this piece. This piece that I'm following dictates what the 2 columns are. So I go up, rotate the top till it's in a different column. Second up, reverse, down, and set the top. For the diagonals, you have to be somewhat careful about which direction you're going. But for the obliques, for everything else, every other center, as long as it's into a different column, and then you keep doing, you do the reverse of it. So here's an orange, okay, on the front. So hold it so the orange is on top. Okay, it's going to bring this white down, up, slide up, reverse down, and my edges, since my edges are done, they're there to keep you straight and on track for which columns you're working with. If you get to where you're dealing with a large cube that has lots of columns, because the edges are correct, and so you just line them up. So for example, here's an orange. I can bring down the blue or the yellow. So don't want to bring down the yellow, so I'm going to bring down the blue. I go up, I rotate, second up, and then my cat jumps on my lap, or I drop the cube, or I get confused, or someone interrupts me, and so I forgot which direction I'm going. But I do know that it wants to line up with this column, so that's not the way. It must be this way, and then down, and we're back on track. So that's one reason why we do the edges first. Okay, here's a blue. Blue's on top. I can bring down the green or the orange or the white. White's most advantageous. So up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse down, and set the top. Do 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 do. Here's the yellow, so it's going to have to jump twice. So let's line it up with this green that also wants to jump twice. So we go up, slide down, set. Follow it along some more. Okay, it's going to land right here. I can bring down the green, the white, or the orange. I'll bring down the white. Up, slide down, set the top. Okay. And a lather and repeat. We just pick a piece that's wrong, throw it in its direction, up, down, set, and pick another piece that's wrong. Here's a yellow. Okay, line it up, slide down, and set. Green, up, down. Okay. Blue has to move twice, so let's see if I can find a green that wants to come in. Up, down. Okay. So also, regarding Zoom, if you have a cube that you want to show off to me, like you have someone had a puppet cube they wanted to show me. Again, I can do that. I'm set up to do that on Saturdays now. Just drop me a line. Drop me a chat. Just say, wave to me in the chat. So in the meantime, we're almost done. So we've lined it up, slide down, reset. Okay, line it up, slide down, and set. And there we have it. Works on every complexity cube, every complexity mix, and this is one of my favorites, is the Wood-Eaten 3x9. The Wood-Eaten 3x9 needs a minor adaptation. The only difference between this and the other cubes is when I get to the 9 side, because the 3 sides are done. The 3 side faces are done. Instead of the B being a single turn back and forth, it's a double turn so that I can keep working with my side edges because of the banding. And with that, that's it. That's all works. That's all she wrote, guys. I am happy to set up the Zoom for other times. You just have to email me first. My email is abcube.how@gmail.com. Other than that, that's where you can find me. Go have a great day. Have a nice weekend. Be happy. Be nice to yourself. Drink water. And be happy because you deserve it. I will be back here next week. Bye, you guys.